Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this evening, can you please go wild and crazy and welcome to our own living room. It is your host and compere, Carly Smallman!
Woo-hoo-hoo! I am here, people. I am sat at the dining table. It's incredibly glamorous. It is Thursday night, and we are here to make you laugh with the best comedians that we could find, which is all the comedians because none of us have jobs now. So you have literally got the pick of the bunch. We've got a brilliant lineup for you tonight. We have got the fabulous Jared Christmas. We've got Wendy Wason, and we have got Elisa, co-founder of Bring Your Own Baby, checking in with us again this week. Hopefully her daughter has not been terrorising her too much. This is going to be done in our usual way. This is a show for you, the parents. Like kids, we love you, but let's face it, put you in bed, glass of wine, grown-up jokes, swearing, talking about all sorts of brilliant topics to try and take your mind off of this absolutely crazy as fuck lockdown situation. How am I doing this week? I'm all right. I'm feeling like I'm a bit over it now. I feel a little bit over being just stuck indoors. I'm actually drinking water tonight because I've been drinking too much wine. Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you, lovely people. You know, I feel like I'm generally spending my days of lockdown just waiting for it to be an acceptable time to have a glass of wine. So let me know if you're doing the same. It's absolutely brilliant way to spend the day. And what else is going on with me? I've been thinking a lot about what I'm going to do when lockdown ends. That's, I think, the thing that's been keeping me going. And I've come to the conclusion that I will be doing two important things. Number one, brunch. Get in the comments box. Tell me what you're going to do. Brunch number one. Who's up for a brunch? Champagne brunch, Prosecco brunch, little bottomless brunch, a little bit of pancakes with maple syrup. And then the other one, Botox. Now, because it's all getting a bit, I'll just say it's moving too much for my liking. So please pop in the comments box. I've got it here. I'm going to give you shout outs and read out your comments of what you guys fancy doing when lockdown is over. I have also written a song this week. Hooray, hurrah. All about what I'm going to do when lockdown ends and how much I cannot wait to get out of the house and to see what is out there in the outside world. So I've written it. You're going to have to excuse me because I'm going to be reading the chords off of my laptop. I've even got a guitar. Hooray! Please keep commenting. Let me know how you're doing. How's lockdown going? How are you? How are the kids? Has anyone killed each other yet? Keep your comments coming because I love hearing from you. It feels like it's all part of one big community. We're not in our separate houses and it's bloody party time. Comment what you're up to, what you're drinking, what are you going to do when lockdown is over. This is a song that I've written about how I'm spending my time now. Every day the same day, and I hope you enjoy it. 7 a.m., the usual morning lineup. Time to pitch in and make sure the kitchen's clean. Teach homeschool, drink wine, then shop online. But I need wine again, and by then it's like 7:15, and so I'll stay at home. Keep 2 meters from me. I have no toilet roll. I must drip dry my wee. I'll cook up frozen food, just tins of things for me, and wonder when will this lockdown end. Then after lunch it's a trip to the local Waitrose. Put on my mask, some latex gloves for me. Yoga, workout, check the symptoms, runny nose. What day is it? I feel like shit. I need some more wine maybe, and then I'll walk outside, cause Boris says I can. I fucking hate the kids, wish they could visit their nan. And then I'll wash and wash and wash and wash my hands, stuck in the same place I've always been. Scrolling down, and I'll keep wondering, I'm wondering, I'm wondering, I'm wondering, when will this lockdown end? Thank you so much. You're far too kind. You're far too kind, everybody. Genuinely, thank you very, very much. We are going to have an absolutely brilliant night. All the comedians tonight are giving up their time for absolutely nothing at all. Usually we like to go around spending our time popping into different comedy clubs all over the country to entertain you all. But sadly, due to some unforeseen circumstances, we can't do that tonight. So we would really, really, really appreciate any donations that you can make. Our PayPal is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And we would really, really appreciate anything that you can give so that we can give the comedians a bit of money to buy, I don't know, a bottle of wine, maybe a little order of chocolate, something to keep their spirits up for the lockdown. Obviously, just donate whatever you can. We're very, very grateful to anyone who donates anything whatsoever. We had donations as high as £22 last week, so thank you so much. But we also had smaller donations, so please, 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 just give what you can, and it will all go split evenly between the acts and all go to make sure that everyone gets paid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some comedy going. I'm going to make you clap and cheer. You're in your living room. I don't care. We're going to make some noise. Not too much noise if the baby's asleep. We're going to make a reasonable amount of noise. So get ready to make a reasonable level of cheering and clapping, because I'm going to be introducing your first comedian of the night. His name is Jared Christmas, one of the best comedians on the circuit, and we are so, so, so lucky to have him performing for us this evening. So let's get some clapping, add some whooping and cheering. Welcome to your screens, Jared Christmas!
Hello, Jared Christmas here. I'm in my garden shed that's pretty much falling down in an absolute shit tip. Oh, you've got time to clean it up? Yeah, don't think I will. It's been 4 years now and I haven't touched the bastard, apart from trying to find more crannies and nooks to shove everything in. Whew, man, hope guys dealing with lockdown all right. Toughest thing for me, homeschooling. I know a lot of you are feeling the pain of homeschooling, but I guess at school, the teachers, at least they had the staff room or the teachers' lounge that they could go in and slag off the kids. I have to slag off my kids to their faces. And it turns out I can't do long division. Yeah, and I don't think I ever even knew how to do long division. I mean, that sums up the school system in New Zealand in the 80s and 90s, that I could sail through school without knowing how to do long division. And actually thinking about it, I don't think I even knew how to do short division, let alone medium division. So homeschooling has turned into my 10-year-old daughter teaching me how to do long division. And she is not a nice teacher. The other day she called me an imbecile. Man, I didn't know what it was. I had to Google it. Felt like such an idiot. Homeschooling's tough. All the meals, that's tough, isn't it? I've eaten so much, I put on so much weight. It doesn't feel like a pandemic, more like a waistline-demic. Am I wrong? So many meals, man. Every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, for everybody. This used to be my family home. Now it feels like some weird boutique hotel where the customer gets what the customer wants all the fucking time. Just don't get a break. It's constant making food, cleaning up after food. It is full on. And of course, me and my wife, we share this burden. Of course we do. And there's frustrations come with that. And, you know, of course, we're all locked down. We get frustrated with each other. But my wife, she's not straight up with her annoyance of me. She doesn't let me know that she's annoyed. She tries to do subtle things to let me know, you know, so I have to pick up these little clues and put the puzzle together to figure out how pissed off with me she is. Like the other night, we had a classic lockdown meal, fish fingers, and I knew she was angry with me because the fish fingers she gave me was the middle one. We actually ran out of fish fingers the other day. Ran out of fish fingers. And it's because my youngest daughter is obsessed with fish fingers, right? It's pretty much all she eats, fish fingers and pizza. And the other day she very smugly told me that she was a pescatarian. And I very smugly told her you can't be a pescatarian if you eat pizza. And she very smugly replied, well, I'm a pizzatarian then. And I had no argument for that. But we ran out of fish fingers. Gone. None. And you would think by the reaction from my kids that we had run out of breathable air. They went mental, man. It was chaos. I had to leave the house to go to the supermarket just to get fish fingers. I don't know if that's essential travel. I've got no idea. But actually, I think it is. As every parent knows, in lockdown, anything to avoid a meltdown from your kids, that is classed as essential travel. So I went to the supermarket and, I'm queuing up for 45 minutes, 2 metres apart sort of thing, and I get in there and I realise I don't want to be the guy who's gone through all this effort just to get some fish fingers. And so I panic bought, man. I did a panic shop. We didn't even need anything else. But I was chucking everything into my trolley and I was panicking about it. I put in cinnamon, refried beans, decaf Earl Grey tea. I mean, who's drinking that shit? Turns out I am for the rest of lockdown. I loaded my trolley up, then got to the frozen food section, no fish fingers. I went to 3 supermarkets before I found fish fingers, and I did 3 massive panic shops in every single place. I've got shitloads of cinnamon now. So if it turns out that the coronavirus is cured by cinnamon, then I am sorted. Until then, I'm just adding cinnamon to every meal. So everything we're eating just tastes a little bit Christmassy. Man, food, the homeschooling, so many frustrations. But we're lucky. We're lucky that we've got a garden and this weather has been so nice. So we've been out in the garden and I've been trying to get the kids playing games. We tried petanque the other day, but my 8-year-old dropped the petanque ball on her foot, so that ended that game quick, and I was informed that we were to never play petanque ever a fucking again. Football, tried playing football, but the thing is, I'm utterly shit at football. I never played it as a kid. Never played it, man. I've tried to get into football. I've tried to get into watching football, but my problem with professional football, especially premiership level football, is too many players drop to the ground pretending to be injured, and they all do the same move, don't they? The classic. They curl up into the fetal position and they try and get a penalty, and it's lame, man. It's like, get on your feet, continue playing the game. And that is why I want to play professional level football. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not very fit, and if I'm honest, I don't know all the rules. But this is what I'll bring to the game. If I'm on the field and a player drops to the ground pretending to be injured, I will run in and spoon them. Just getting in, right, snuggling right in behind them. They're in the fetal position. I'm curled around, I'm Big Spoon, and I just start stroking their hair and whisper into their ear, I love you. They'll be on their feet pretty fucking quick after that. Yeah, no one will go to the ground when old Spoony McSpoonson's on the field. I'll improve the game. So what we did try was netball, because I played a lot of netball when I was a kid in New Zealand. Indoor netball, it's very popular in New Zealand. It's rugby, indoor netball. Don't check that out. But I played a lot of indoor netball. I was goal defense, which basically meant I had to try and block everybody's shot, which was a lot of going up on my toes and giving it that. I looked like a camp Nazi, but I was so good at it. So good at it, man. Slamming people down, getting their ball out of their hands and stuff. And then I'd gloat about it, be over them going, yeah, what have you got, man? What have you got? In your face. In your face! I ended up getting kicked off the netball team, actually. Not because of my smack talk, but because I played the games dressed as Hitler. And we've been trying all different types of food, trying to get the kids to eat different things. Tried getting them eating asparagus the other day. They did not touch them at all, so I ended up eating a shitload of asparagus. And then that night, I forgot that I'd eaten asparagus. Middle of the night, I got up, went for a piss. Whoo! It smelt full on, man. Wow. And I'd forgotten that I'd eaten asparagus, and I panicked. I started thinking, oh my God, is smelly wee a symptom of coronavirus? I went back into my bedroom in an absolute panic, woke my wife up and said, I think I've got coronavirus. My wife, boom, straight awake. Bang, she's interrogating me, hitting me with the important questions. Do you have a headache? No. Do you have a fever? No. Shortness of breath? No. Persistent cough? No. And she said, then what are your symptoms? And I said, I've got really smelly wee. And then what my wife said in response to that, I don't think I've ever heard her use this combination of words at this anger level. Because she said, oh, for fuck's sake, we ate asparagus, you fucking idiot. And then I heard from the other bedroom where my daughters were, they just both shouted out, imbecile. And I know what that word means now. So, it's hard to keep them entertained, man. I've been trying to come up with games to play. came up with a cracker the other day. Absolute cracker. It's Britain's Got Party Tricks. It's like Britain's Got Talent, but with party tricks, right? And I actually, full confession, I came up with this a few years ago when I was doing gigs for the British military in Cyprus during the Iraq-Afghanistan war. Oh, Iraq-Afghanistan war. Remember those times, eh? Those days when you could leave the house and invade another country? Man! But on the way back, when the soldiers were on their way back, they would stop at this camp in Cyprus for 24 hours. It was called decompression. It was so that the soldiers could have their first alcoholic drinks since they deployed. If they had any beefs with each other, that could get aired out. They would have talks and lectures about dealing with their frustrations and their anger, which was pretty much, when you get home, don't fucking punch people. And then into that heady mix, they threw in comedians and occasionally a band. And one of the first gigs I did for the British military in Cyprus was to 300 Glaswegian squatties, and they heckled me all night, and I did not understand a single word of it. And I feel I should have, because I've got Scottish ancestry. I found out that I had Scottish ancestry because I did a program like that TV show, Who Do You Think You Are? But it was the Scottish version, which is, who the fuck are you? So, pretty educational and aggressive. But I'll tell you what, after a couple of weeks homeschooling, oh man, I would take 300 Glaswegian squatties heckling me all day over having to teach my kids. But near the end when the war was winding down, there weren't as many soldiers coming through the camp because there weren't as many deployed. And one of the last shows that I did in Cyprus was to 12 soldiers, all of them officers. They didn't know each other, and I thought, you know what, instead of doing a normal stand-up gig, boom, let's do Britain's Got Party Tricks. And I explained it. This is how it works, okay? I said, I'll do my party trick. If anyone else can do my party trick, they give it a go. Then someone else gets up, does their party trick, and everybody else has a go at doing it, and then by the end we'll find out who's got the best party trick, because it's the party trick no one else can do, right? So 11 of the 12 were absolutely into it. You know, they had this kind of attitude of like, look, we're stuck here for 24 hours. Let's just get on with it. We'll have a good time, right? But the one other guy, this absolute posh bollock, smug, arrogant prick, right, straight away was just like, ugh, must we? This is lame. But I am a professional comedian, so you know what I did? I ignored him and I pushed on. I did my party trick, which is the sound of one hand clapping. Here it is. Can you guys hear that? That's just one hand. You got to do this face as well. Give it a go. Give it a go. 11 of those soldiers gave it a go. So if you're sitting at home now, give it a go. Give it a go. If you've got a child on your lap, put the child down, because it could be mistaken as you trying to slap them, and that is not allowed. Although all this time in lockdown, I really wish they would let us fucking slap them. No, I'm joking. I use cuddles. I mean, arguably, the bear hugs. Anybody do it? Anyway, I kicked off with that, and old posh bollocks, he pipes up and says, "What is this nitwittery?" It's like, nitwittery? Who even speaks like that, right? Where the hell are you from? Jacob Rees-Moggs' wet dreams? Holy cow, right? So we pushed on. An officer gets up, and she does big toe jumping, which is when you squat down, you hold onto your big toes, and then you jump without letting go of your big toes. It sounds impossible, right? Because it pretty much is. Because to jump, you've got to push up, right? And if you push up with your legs, you let go of your toes, you can't do it. I don't know how she did it, but she did do it through a combination of flexibility and magic. I didn't even give that a go, and I said, can anybody else do it? And then old posh bollocks pipes up and he says, yeah, it's easy. And then he gets up and he fucking did it. It wasn't as good as hers, but he still bloody did it, and it was so annoying. And then the next person gets up, next officer gets up, and he does the breakdancing move, the worm, you know, where you jump down and you do that across the ground, but not with your arm, with your butt. You know what I mean. You know, proper breakdancing move, right? And I said, can anybody else do that? And then old posh bollocks pipes up and goes, yeah, it's easy. And then he absolutely nailed it. Oh my God, he was so good. Then he went on and did a few more breakdancing moves, and it was like he'd been born breakdancing. Like when he came out of the womb, he went straight into a backspin, but he was still attached to the umbilical cord, so he spun all the way one way, then stopped, and the umbilical cord unspun him back the other way. Oh, it was so annoying, man, because he was so smug and arrogant. Everybody else is getting into the silliness of it, and he kept popping out a little bubble of joy with some smug, smart-ass comment. And the worst thing about it was he was so arrogant, yet time and time again he was backing it up. And I hate people like that. People who talk the talk and then walk the walk. And he didn't just talk the talk and walk the walk. He did it smugly and arrogantly. So angry about it. And then this engineering officer, big guy, short, stocky, solid. He looked like the human equivalent of a generator, a petrol generator. He looked like he could just keep chugging along for the rest of his life. He gets up, and by the way, before he got up, you know, everyone's getting really annoyed at Posh Bollocks because you know, we're all just trying to have a bit of fun, and he just keeps coming in with snide, assholey comments, right? Anyway, the engineer gets up and he says, "I can drink a whole bottle of Tabasco sauce." And I thought, this is what we've come out for. This is going to be amazing. I mean, for him tomorrow morning, probably not so much, but tonight, amazing. So he goes off to the kitchen and he comes back with a bottle of Tabasco sauce. He rips the drizzle nozzle out, downs it, grunts a couple of times. He's red in the face, but he bloody downed it, and it was awesome. And so I turned to the audience. I said, "Can anybody else do that?" And then, of course, Posh Bollocks, he says, "Yeah, it's easy." So the engineer says, "There's plenty of bottles in the kitchen. Go and get one." So Posh Bollocks trots off to the kitchens. While he's gone, the engineer says to us, "I emptied all the Tabasco out, filled it up with tomato juice," and we all sat there going, "Oh shit, this has just turned into the best night ever. We're about to see some justice delivered." And then Posh Bollocks comes trotting back into the room with a genuine bottle of Tabasco sauce. The engineer flicks the nozzle bit out for him, hands it to him, and fair play to Posh Bollocks, he absolutely goes for it. Downs it, right? And he manages 3 gulps, and next thing he's on his knees, choking, coughing, his eyes are bulging out, his face is red, he looked like a sunburnt pug. There's a vein in his forehead just pulsing out like a Morse code SOS, and he's just, and the rest of the room are like, "Yes! Oh, how the mighty have fucking fallen, you smug prick." But then it went on a little bit too long, and so I said, "Holy shit, we need to get him a drink." So someone went off to the kitchen, came back with a glass of milk, because milk is really good for counteracting the hotness, right? And I hand him the milk, and this guy, he's still puffy-eyed, right? And he goes and downs the milk, right? And then he spits it all back out again and says, "I'm lactose intolerant." And again, we were like, "Yes, this is the best night ever." And that's pretty much where the story ends. Apart from the band came on. I introduced the band, and because the band were absolute stone cold legends, the first song they played was Johnny Cash, "Ring of Fire." Oh, it was brilliant. Everyone enjoyed it. Well, apart from Posh Bollocks. He'd gone home to bed. That's it. Hope you're having a great lockdown. I've been Jared Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Good night.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen at home, give it up at a reasonable volume for Jared Christmas. Holla! I bloody love him. Isn't he amazing? And if you also love Jared Christmas and you want to buy him some fish fingers, please get donating via the PayPal. All the money is going to be split between the comedians performing tonight, so that we can keep everyone well fed and watered during lockdown. And if you really love Jared, why not give him a follow on his socials? It is at Jared Christmas Comedian on the gram. So let's have a look. Let's give your shout outs. Let's see what's going on here. I have got Natasha Fisher. She's gonna do coffee, cakes, and hugs as soon as she gets out. I think that's a fucking banging plan, Natasha. Especially the cake part. Although I've been doing a lot of that here. Has anyone else just been scoffing their fucking faces? I think I've eaten more food during lockdown than in the entirety of my life put together before this happened. I've been having, like, you know, when the doctors are like, in order to stay healthy, it's good for your gut health if you eat 6 small meals a day. Well, I've taken that a step further by eating about 6 banquets a day, single-handedly doing that. So yes, Natasha, smashing that. A girls' night desperately. Helen, a girls' night. I mean, men, we love you, but I'm sure everyone's getting a bit sort of pissed off with their partners, aren't they? Let's be real. Let's be real. You're sitting there with your husband, you're sitting there with your wife, you're watching this, you're pretending things are fine. You love each other. Of course you're pretending things are fine, but really you're waiting for that night out where you can go out with the girls and just go fucking mental. And he's going to be out with the boys doing the same. So I think there's going to be a lot of party times when this is all over. What else is going on? Shout out to Amy watching from her shed. Hello! Amy, why have you been put in the shed? Why are you in the shed, babe? Everyone else is warm in their houses, but Amy's crept off down to the shed. Maybe there's a story there. What else is going on? Oh, okay. Emma has sent a message. Can we all sing happy birthday to Becky, who's watching on her 30th birthday? Happy birthday, Becky. Trust me, 100%, your 30s are the best bit. I say the best bit like I've lived to be 100, and I know it all, but just trust me, it's the best bit. She's got a glass of champagne in her hand, so are we going to do this? Don't even feel ashamed or embarrassed. Okay, you've seen I'm actually quite a wonderful singer, so. Happy birthday to Becky. Happy birthday. Sorry, I feel really cringe doing this. This is my dining room. I mean, Becky, I am genuinely excited about your birthday, but I'm also beginning to wonder if this is all a dream. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I'll go Marilyn Monroe. Day to you. Happy birthday. Becky, you're 30. No, it feels pervy, Becky. I'm sorry. Happy birthday to you. Yay. Give it up for Becky. Becky, I'm not even going to apologise for that abomination. That is a gift from me to you on your birthday. You're welcome. What else is going on? Oh, hello from Bolton. Hello, someone in Bolton watching. Where are the rest of you? Let me know where you are, because I'm very, very nosy. And Emma wants to get an applause. Emma, you get an applause. 100 skips. Fuck yeah, girl. Yeah, that's what I'm bloody talking about. Shout out to a few people who have donated via PayPal. I've got it coming in. Can I say it's all very technical here. I'm at the laptop, but I've also got my phone. So thank you. I'm just going to shout out a few people. We've had Maya has donated. Richard. Jill, our lovely Jill. Jill helps us with stuff for Bring Your Own Baby at the live shows. Hi, Jill. Sending so much love to you. Who else? We've got Natalie, Winston, Blair, Catherine, and Rory, which is spelt the Welsh way. It took some research to find out that it actually confirmed was Rory who donated, because it's spelt in the most, no offence, Rory, and I'm assuming it's a Welsh name or an Irish name, because it's spelt not like Rory, Ruaidh. When I first read it, I was like, ridiculous. But thank you for your wonderful donation of £5. Is it a Welsh name, Rory? Can you comment in the box? Is Rory a Welsh name? If you're watching, please, Rory. Because I can speak a small amount of Welsh. Dwi'n hoffi coffee I life. That's right. I do like coffee with milk. So that's something very useless that I know how to do. Does it look like the cabin fever started to set in? Do you think this is because they said it's going to be another 3 weeks and my brain's just gone, oh my God, real people talking to me through the camera. Oh, Rididdler, come save me in my house. So thank you so much for all your donations. Please keep them coming in. It does mean a lot to us. We are honestly very, very grateful for everything that you've got. But for now, let's get on with some more comedy. Coming to you from my best friend, co-founder, Elisa. She's in her house, as per usual. Let's see if we can go over to her. Elisa, are you there? Hello, Elisa. Can you see and hear me?
I can see you and I can hear you. Hey!
Hey, you're looking a bit different this week. I can't put my finger. Something's changed. Have you straightened your hair?
I have. I've washed it for you.
Could it be a new top?
God.
You've changed the curtains.
Babes, I had to do this because it's real, and I promised the people, the fans, that I'd be this hairy. But honestly, this is not far from the truth. Honestly, I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take it off now.
Are you using that to cover up?
I'm actually using it to cover the real situation. Instead of a mask, I'm wearing this now out to the shop.
Well, out of courtesy to everyone else.
Courtesy to everyone else, for their safety in more ways than one.
Oh man, how are you doing? How are you coping with the hair situation?
With the hair situation. Yeah, because the hair situation is a big sort of, issue for me in lockdown, because I go for laser. I don't know if bore you with my hair situation, but I go for laser hair removal, and obviously I can't do that.
For those of you who didn't watch, this is important.
It's important.
This is important.
It's really hairy, and I go for laser hair removal, so I obviously can't go, and I can't do anything. I can't wax it or anything because it'll fuck it all up. So I just have to go out. I'm going to look like Burt Reynolds by the second, third, week of this.
Your neighbours are going to start to think, that nice gay couple of gentlemen are doing some wonders for the community. It's getting very diverse around here. That nice gay couple with the baby.
Nice gay couple with the baby. And my husband's like, he's not going to recognise me. He's going to start, wearing plastic gloves and antibacterialing me when I walk through the door.
Maybe that's a way to spice up your marriage. Just go in disguise. Go in disguise.
Let's role play.
Here's something
hairy man. Sorry.
Here's something I wanted to ask you, Wifey, because I've been asking the people watching at home, and I want to see what you think, right? So, what is going to be the first treat, the first thing that you really, really want to do when lockdown is over?
I want to go out with you. I definitely want to go out with you. I miss going out with you so much. We really we do it well, don't we, darling?
We've done karaoke before.
We've done karaoke.
Oh my God. Hammered. Can I tell the people? I'm going to tell the people. We went out and got really hammered, and we were doing karaoke, and we started off singing legit songs.
You sound hopelessly devoted to you. That's Carly's number.
No, it wasn't. It's like a prayer. Like a prayer.
Okay. I'm sure you sang that. Oh, well, I was very drunk. It might have been some other nice lady that I met that evening.
I think that was another woman,
Sorry.
What have I
done? And I sang Black Velvet. And then, are you going to, you say, go on.
You say. You're funnier than me.
I think what you're going to, oh no, you're funnier than me. No, you. Carly and I, in our drunken state, thought it was a really, really good idea to sing Coolio's Gangster's Paradise.
And we handed it on very seriously, by the way. This is like a joke.
Yeah, you were like, right, Elisa, I'm going to do the harmonies and you be the rapping because you're so good at rapping. I'm not at all. I'm awful at it. Wonderful. But I thought I was Coolio.
No,
and you thought
we were actually the only people rejected.
I know, they didn't pick up.
You should have seen the state of some of the people karaokeing, and that's how bad it was that we were told no.
Thank God they didn't, babe. That would have been an absolute car crash. So, but I do want to do that again with you outside of lockdown. And I also want to go on holiday by myself, with none of these is coming with me. No one in this house is coming with me on my holiday. That's what I want to do.
That's good. A nice alone holiday. I wouldn't even mind one of those if it was in a tent, to be honest. I would quite happily just pitch up an awning in a forest and feel like it was paradise right now, as long as there was no one around for miles.
I think that is social distancing. You could do it for an hour. Go do it for an hour.
Do it for an hour. In fact, just a bit of music on my headphones. Holiday enough right now. How has it been? How have you been? Right?
Sorry. Say again.
How's it been?
Yeah, good. I'm sort of living under the rule of Lola, my 5-year-old. So we, I mean, she's hilarious. So we're doing the sticker system where we kind of give her stickers each day if she's been good. It's basically bribery, complete bribery to get her to try and behave. But she's now doing one for us. So every day she presents us with who's the best parent, and we have to do a march around the lounge, da 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 da. And then she sat down.
Music.
You sing it. And each day, Carl's right, she sat us down and was like, and today's best parent, you all know him. He's a boy. It's Daddy. I was like, okay, why has Daddy won? He was like, because I love him.
Oh my God.
Oh, but hopefully she'll love me tomorrow.
Fingers crossed. I mean, lockdown's getting brutal in the Roy's house.
Here in this house is brutal, babe. It's brutal. It's brutal.
He's fabulous, but it's brutal. And I love him.
Oh no, it's like, stab me in the heart. I'll do better tomorrow. What do you want? I'll do whatever you need. I'll be the parent that you want me to be. It's outrageous. She's got us she's playing us for fools.
you against each other. That's what she's doing.
Absolutely. We know a competition. Yeah, who can give Lola the best, most amazing day? It's a joke. It's frankly a joke.
Amazing. Right. Well, you've got some comedy and some stuff to tell us, haven't you?
Yes, I have, apparently.
How about that? I thought we were just on a video call and we're broadcast live.
Well.
Don't mind us, people. Don't mind us. Grab yourself a
amongst yourselves. We're just catching up. All
right.
I'm
introducing you like I did last. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. You know her. She's a girl. You love her. It's Elisa Parent of the Week.
Thank you. Finally, somebody loves me. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Carl. Oh, I'm loving chatting to you about going out to bars when we get out of lockdown. I was actually thinking about that earlier this week, like where would I go and which bar would I go to? And I was realising that my taste in bars has really changed like over the years. And I didn't think it had. Like I didn't think I'd changed like from my 20s to my 30s. I'm 39, so I'm clinging to saying that I'm in my 30s. But I think I have, because I went out like before lockdown, and I realised that in my 20s, all I wanted from a bar was cheap shots and hot men with nice arms, you know. But now in my 30s, all I want from a bar is chairs with nice arms. It's what you want. Isn't it? Give me an armchair, bottle of Malbec. I'm happy as Larry. That'll be us, Carls. That'll be us. I'm missing other things. I'm missing working. I don't want to make you all jealous, but pre-lockdown, I had a bit of a amazing career as an unemployed actress. Thank you. I have had some brilliant auditions recently. I auditioned for a Greek woman on Skype. I can actually reenact this for you quite perfectly, I think, with this situation. Just get myself. Hello. Thank you so much. And another audition I had was my agent emailed me and said, Elisa, this is the perfect audition for you. This character is perfect for you. Have a look at this. And I read it, and the character description was, must be convincing as Burger Van Man's wife. So not too good looking, please. Thank you very much. So I'm missing all those things, but I'm keeping busy. I've had a busy week. I've been doing lots of paperwork this week. I'm trying to apply to furlough myself from the role as parent. Keep getting rejected my applications, but I'm going to keep at it, everybody, because this is just driving me crazy. I don't know if you remember, if you were tuning in last week, but I was chatting about a lovely lady on Facebook called Jane, who I posted last week that I was bored. And Jane said, only boring people get bored. And have you tried to build a miniature town out of egg cartons? Well, Jane, okay, in your face, because this week I have made this. It's a cat hat for a Barbie doll. Now, listen, Jane, I know it's not a miniature town made out of egg cartons, but this is the best I can do. And actually, I wanted to show this to you guys, because if anyone's at home thinking, oh, I'm so shit at crafts, this is just shit, just look at this. I mean, look at this. It's got one eye, for fuck's sake. Look at this and make yourselves feel better about it all. I really wanted to show this to you guys tonight, but I couldn't find it. And it wasn't in our sort of craft area with all Lola's stuff. You know where I found it? In the bin. My 5-year-old she threw this in the bin. So that's what she thinks about my crafts, but I'm trying my best, okay? I wanted to chat to you guys tonight about the stuff that I've been seeing on all the lockdown Facebook groups and social media groups. One of the things that seems to be a big theme at the moment is people learning new skills in lockdown. Like Jane has posted on a group saying that she's learning German. She's learning German. Well, wer bist du, Jane? That means fuck off in German. I love Google Translate. How are people with kids actually learning new skills? I'm struggling to remember the things that I knew pre-lockdown, like my own name. I'm just like, Mom, now, Mom, that's me. I just don't know how people are doing it, but I had to think about it, and I haven't learned any new skills, but I do feel there are a couple of life skills that I've enhanced I think, since being on lockdown. Number one, eating. Now, pre-lockdown, like I was eating 3, maybe sometimes only 2 meals a day. But since lockdown, I can put away 6 to 7 large meals a day plus snacks. I know. Thank you so much. And I woke up this morning and my face was creased. It had actually folded over on itself. So I had to just pat it back into place like it was a bit of Play-Doh. But it's okay, people, because all I'm wearing is tracksuit bottoms and pajamas. So as I grow, my trousers are growing too. We're growing together, and it's a beautiful thing. So it's all good. My second life skill that's been enhanced since lockdown is drinking. Drinking, honestly, I don't want to brag, but my drinking stamina has just gone through the roof. I was actually chatting to another mum about this yesterday. And we were saying that it's not so much that we feel like we're drinking every day. We're just topping up on the alcohol from the day before. I don't even get hangovers anymore. Don't even get them. It's amazing. And this has been a revelation, people. I don't know if you found this, but I've found that parenting after a glass of wine is just so much easier. I'm less stressed. I'm less naggy. I just don't give a shit, and the whole family are enjoying it, really. This is true. My husband does not drink, right? But he's actually yesterday he ordered 16 bottles of wine to be delivered here for me, and so he said to me that wine sedates me, and he prefers me sedated, not in a sexual way. He clarified. Stop, I'm blushing. But that a couple of glasses of wine make me a nicer person. Actually insulting on so many levels, but I'm going with it, people. Cheers. Speaking of my other half, another thing I've noticed out there in the social media world are people bragging about the amazing things that their other halves have built during lockdown. Like my friends, Adrian and Tom, shout out if you're watching. Hi, Ad and Tom. Tom has actually built a bar in their garden, like a full wooden bar, an amazing bar. So that's happening. But there's so many posts like, oh, my husband built a wooden train for the kids in our garden. Oh, well, my husband built a princess palace with a moat in our garden. Oh, well, my husband built us a second house at the bottom of our garden. The only thing my husband has built is a wall of resentment between us. Oh, and it's a strong wall. It's a strong wall, people. I mean, I just think we're spending far too much time together, isn't it? I mean, he asked me today where his trainers were, and I nearly punched him in the face. That's what's happening here. I just didn't realise how much he breathed, and he just does it all the fucking time. I should probably, have a date night with him or something, some sort of seductive, sort of nice dinner. And rather than just sitting in our pajamas and watching Tiger King, I should, dress up and try and seduce him. But I mean, we've been together 13 years. And when it comes to sex, we've got into a kind of routine. Not routine, because routine is so much sexier. We even have a lazy language for our sex. Like if I say to him, babe, that's my sexy face, babe, do you fancy a quickie? He knows what I mean is, let's get this over with, hun. Bake Off's on in 20 minutes. So that's just, how it goes between us. And I don't know if you're finding this in lockdown, you can relate. I wrote a little song for you guys about getting it on with someone that you've been together with for a very long time. Would you like to hear it? Give me a cheer. I can't hear you. Because I actually really can't hear you. Give me a cheer. I'm just loving this. I'm just imagining you at home cheering and cheering. I've got cheering in my head. It's fabulous. Right. So here it goes. I've got to sing it a cappella again, gang, because of the old YouTube rules. But I'm going to get really sexy. So just brace yourselves. I've been really tired lately. I know we haven't done it in so long. The washing machine is on for 30 minutes. So we've got 30 minutes. And then I got to put it on speed. Let's get it on. Ooh, baby. Let's get it on. I've shaved my legs. Well, I've shaved one of them. The left one. That's not my leg here, by the way. I'm wearing leggings. It's the best one. There's nothing on TV. Tiger King is finished. Let's role play, baby. I'll be Carol Baskin, and you be her first husband. Hey, kitty, kitty. Shout out to the Tiger King fans in the house. I'll be up in a minute. I'm just on Facebook. Status update. It's on. I'm wearing my Harry Potter pajamas from Primark. You're wearing your boxer shorts that have a big hole. You're playing peekaboo. I see you, baby, and I like what I see. Doggy style, so I can't pretend you're Aquaman. Don't judge me. Ladies, you all do it. You all do it. You've got a bit of a belly. Got boobs down to my knees. So turn the lights down low, lower. Oh, fuck it. Turn them off. Don't wake the baby. Don't put your finger there. We've talked about this, baby. It's not going to happen, is it? No. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Stop beating around the bush. Oh, fuck it. Should we just watch Bake Off? Thank you very much. The crowd goes wild. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I think that's about it from me, you gorgeous, gorgeous gang. I've absolutely loved chatting to you. This is the highlight of my week. I actually put on makeup and clothes, so you lucky things. And I will be putting on clothes again next week. You'll be excited to hear. But for now, stay safe, stay well. You're absolute legends. You're nailing it. And I'm going to say back to Carly in the studio.
Here I am in the studio, and let's give it up for Elisa Kyria. Oh, going fucking mental. As you know, I'm trying to start a campaign to purchase some hair removal cream for Elisa's incredible moustache. And if you would like to donate to that worthy cause, please give what you can. It's getting out of control. Her moustache is growing and growing. You can see our PayPal scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Please give a woman a fucking break. Let's get this moustache gone. I think I can speak for a lot of women out there when I say I'm also growing one. I actually, I sit here and I'm all like all smug, like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm wearing earrings. Let's not pretend. I've got a legitimate moustache now. It's legit. I'm growing my own. Don't donate for my moustache though. I'm saving up for more Botox when I get out of here. So just know if you donate to me, I'm going to keep the tash. The tash is staying, guys. The men find it very sexy and sexual. I'm also getting this wonderful lock-in ombre hair that people actually pay a lot of money for. So my hair's coming back through. And as always, I look very glamorous, but I'm keeping it real. Got the gym jams on the bottom half. That's what I do. Every single time I do this show, please don't expect much from me in the way of effort or fashion. But what you can expect, I'm going to read out some shout outs to people. We've got people saying they are watching in Stockholm. A message from Rory Crawford. It's Scottish, mate. Rory, I'm so sorry. I actually feel quite ashamed because my entire family are Scottish. So I hope none of them are watching today to see me basically not know about my own culture and history. Rory Crawford. Do you know my auntie, Sharon Crawford? That's not a joke. I actually have an auntie called Sharon Crawford. So if you know her, please, big shout out. Who else? We've got Willow. Willow Rivers is watching. Hello, Willow. I hope you and your son are doing better this week. And lots of love. Willow is a lady that comes to our live shows. Shout out to Peacehaven, Brighton. Loving the show from M. A big shout out from Elisa's neighbour. Nice to see you. We reach far and wide, guys. We promote all over the internet, mailing lists, but really what we do is we like to get the neighbours involved. Actually, I'm going to do a shout out because my neighbours, Sean and Andy, watched last week and they said they were going to watch again this week. Hello to you. I was going to say if you're watching. because you're fucking watching. Who else have we got? Oh, love the matching tops. But oh yeah, Elisa was wearing leopard print. Intentional? No, but I do consider myself slightly psychic, Becky. You'll be happy to know. So that I'll take full credit for that one. What else is going on? What else we've got? We've got lots of lols and laughs for Elisa. People are lots of clapping. This morning, my 4-year-old realised that it's fun to stand up against the washing machine when it's on. So now I can't even enjoy that. Emma Brennan, in what way are you enjoying a washing machine, girl? You do you. It's lockdown. Someone said, can you do a welfare check on Serret, who is loving life on the Champers right now? This is a welfare check. In fact, it's a welfare check for all of you who are loving life on the Champers right now. I think that we should be ordering it by the case. We are doing lockdown. We are smashing this. You are out there. You are keeping humans safe and sound, and more importantly and more difficultly, entertained. So that is pretty fucking impressive. We've had some lovely PayPal donations for Elisa's beard. Let's see. Sorry. I'm only doing this because I know Elisa's watching after her set and she is my best friend, but seriously, we've got to help her. So thank you so much to Adam, Catriona, Jackie, Rebecca, Annika, Kelly, Rebecca, and Mark. Mark was watching last week and donated as well. So thank you, Mark. That's really super duper kind of you, and super duper kind of all. Sorry, I've got tongue tied. Let me get my water. Oh. Break the illusion that I'm a massive alcoholic, why don't I? Thank you so much to all of you who have donated tonight. Please don't forget you can donate to the comedians. Hooray! Please do keep it rolling on in, because they're doing this in their own time for you to keep you giggling. Right, let's do this. Let's get another comedian on and let's keep you laughing through lockdown, people. Please, if you want any more shout outs read before I end the show, send them during this next act so that I can give you a little whoop whoop. Right, we have got a fabulous act to close the show. She is an absolutely brilliant comedian. She is a mum on lockdown herself. She is someone that you may recognise from our live shows because she is one of our absolute Bring Your Own Baby favourites. Her name is Wendy Wason. So please, make some verbal appreciation and get those clapping emojis going in the chat box for Wendy Wason.
Hello, Bring Your Own Babyers. It's Wendy Wason here. I hope you're very well. I hope you're enjoying your lockdown if that's possible. I'm coming to you in a wedding dress. I'm in my wedding dress because, like most self-employed people, I'm trying to claw back as much money as possible. And I figured if I wore this for a gig, it might count as tax deductible. I'm not entirely sure if that's how it goes. If any tax experts out there know, do let me know. I've been married for quite a while now, so I don't know how that would pan out. I'm at the stage of marriage where I love him. Obviously, I love him. I'm happily married, but I'm not happily married every fucking day. I mean, who's happily married every day? Sometimes I'm just married. And I'm at that stage where I quite enjoy annoying him as much as I enjoy making him happy. And when you've been with someone for a long time, you know how to do that. So like, I'll do something like think, yeah, I could put the plate in the dishwasher straight, or I could put it in just a little bit wonky and ruin his entire day. And there's so many things you can do to annoy someone that you love. My husband has a thing about the heating. He doesn't like the heating on too high, so I like to walk into the living room when he's watching TV, just turn up the radiator and walk back out again. That's a good one. Or if we're on a car journey and he's driving, I quite like to go, oh, you taking this route, are you? Cool. That sends him off the edge. He just goes crazy because there's some kind of man planning route thing that they don't like. Oh, you know what I did yesterday? Yesterday was amazing because I finished the last packet of crisps in a multi-pack, put the empty packet back in the cupboard and just sat back and waited for him to lose his shit. It was amazing. And the great thing about being in lockdown is that you're present for all these little booby traps that you can set up. Sometimes I'm not even around for the payoff, I just set them up. But this one, I heard it was fantastic. I'm in lockdown with 3 teenagers, but no, not 3 teenagers, 2 teenagers and 1 8-year-old who's pretty much like a teenager because he's got the attitude of the other 2. The teenagers, I'm concerned that I'm not actually their mother because they've had their A-levels and their GCSEs cancelled and they're upset about that. They're upset about that. Let that sink in. I have children who are upset about not sitting exams. It's very weird to me, I don't get it. The 8-year-old, we're having to homeschool. I'm doing that whole homeschooling shit, which is crazy because I don't know what I'm doing. Also, I'm quite worried about the next generation because in 20 years' time, this country is going to be run by people who were homeschooled for a month by day drinkers. I mean, it's alarming, and I'm bringing all my old methods to teaching him. I was teaching him like to borrow one from the tens and pay it back and carry this, and he was like, "Mummy, we use number lines," and I'm like, "You what? We do what?" I've got no idea. It's alarming. I find this is quite nice actually. I was worried about this, but this is quite nice because I'm talking to people who are not my children. I'm talking to people who I didn't actually grow, which is quite nice. And I think of my kids like the Taliban, and I'm America, and I've taught them everything. I've taught them everything I know, and they're now using all my skills against me. It's alarming. So they'll take the piss out of me. For example, the other day there, I was leaving for my daily walk, and I said, "That's quite funny actually, Max. Max is 15. Isabella's 18, Max is 15, Riley's 8. Riley is going to be either head of a drugs cartel or Prime Minister of the UK. And I believe it's a very similar skill set. But that's what I'm working with. Max the other day there, as I was leaving the house, said to me, and I said, "That's quite funny." I said, "That's quite funny, and I'm a comedian." And he said, "No, you're not." And I said, "Says who?" And he said, "Says live at the Apollo." Which is quite the burn, but also quite funny. And it's quite difficult disciplining children when you're a comedian, because if it's funny, you're like writing it down in your notebook before you can lose your temper at them, because you know you're going to turn that into a joke at some point in time. And Max has always been the kind of kid that asks the weird questions. When he was younger, Max said to me, "Mummy, what was Jimmy Savile's job before he was a paedophile?" Mate, Jimmy Savile's it's not a job. The hours are terrible. That's not a job. He also said to me, "Mother, would you rather have fingers for nipples or nipples for fingers?" I have no idea, Max. I have no idea. That's the head that Max lives in. Isabella's a little bit different. She's 18. She's the eldest, so she's a little bit more uptight, I think. Hopefully they're not watching any of this, because I normally slag them off when they're not around. But yeah, Isabella's 18. A few years ago, she was doing her sex education, which it was quite funny. She'd come home and tell me these fantastic stories. And one day, she was going to school and she said, "Mummy, today I've got sex education." And I said, "Oh, do you? What are you doing today?" And she said, "We've got oral sex and anal sex." And she saw my face and she went, "Oh, no, don't worry, Mummy. We're not actually doing it." Oh, good. And now my mind is at rest. But some of the stories they come home with are quite funny. Like, because I have parental controls on their devices, so they can't look at too many filthy things, but they're aware of stuff. And in our house, you're allowed to ask any question, to the extent where they can be quite rude. I mean, Max is always the one who will push it. He said the other week there at breakfast, "I heard some interesting noises coming from you and Daddy's bedroom in the middle of the night, Mummy." And I didn't know what to say. And my husband stepped in and said, "I was tickling your mother." And Max went, "Oh, were you? With your penis?" Yeah, a little bit too comfortable with saying anything. So anyway, I was telling you about, also I will get off topic, but I'll come back to it. I'll forget what I'm on about. That's a mum thing. I think all mums do that. You get halfway through a sentence and your brain goes, "Fuck you, you're on your own." You're like, "Nobody move. Mummy was thinking something and she'll remember in a minute." So I was telling you about Bella. We're very proud of Bella because I'm a Scottish woman, my husband's Irish. Isabella started drinking. It was a huge moment in our family where she was like, "Mum, I'm going to a party and I'm going to have a drink." And I was like, "Okay, what are you going to drink?" And she said, "I'll probably just stick to Baileys and champagne." I was like, "Dude, you're going to vomit. What are you thinking?" So I gave her a bottle of Prosecco, because we're not animals, and I said, "Here, have that." And I gave her some tips about when you're going out drinking, when you're starting drinking, because like, you don't want to, I said, "Bella, you don't want to be the girl that gets so drunk that she falls over and breaks stuff because you don't get invited back to parties. You don't want to be the girl who is so drunk that like she starts throwing up and her friends have to look after her. You don't want to be that girl. You don't want to be the girl who's so drunk she's on the stairs crying," because that's Mummy. I drove her to this party and she was like, "Oh, and keep an eye on how much you're drinking." She was like, "Okay." So I drove her to this party and I turned up about midnight to pick her up. Because this is the weird thing about having teenagers. You have to stay sober at the weekend in case someone needs picked up. I mean, it's a nightmare. I had a really healthy alcohol problem going on when I had toddlers. I put the kids to bed, open a couple of bottles of wine, stick them in their cots. They weren't going anywhere. That's one of the good things about lockdown. I know where my teenagers are at all time. And because we're not going out driving anywhere, I can hit the sauce as early as 11 a.m. It's amazing. Anyway, I got distracted. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Bella drinking. So, I go to this party to pick her up. And I'm sitting outside, and it was brilliant because all these kids were coming out and they were hammered. They were like, it was like the boneless chicken ranch. They were falling all over the place. There was one kid who was lying face down on the lawn. There was another one chucking up in a bush. It was brilliant. And I was like, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? This is incredible. And Isabella comes running out the door, down the path, jumps into the passenger seat, like, hi, Mum. And I was like, did you have a drink? And she went, yep, I did. I had some drinks. I said, what did you drink? She got out her iPhone and she did a glass of champagne and 2 fruity ciders. I was fucking mortified. I was like, you get your arse back in there and try harder. My God. I'd be less ashamed if she told me she wanted to be a prostitute. So embarrassing. And then I had to give her the car keys because obviously I had more to drink than she had. It's alarming. And the weird thing is also about them, that age group, like, so they go online and they find out things, and then we have discussions about sex and stuff. And she told me this story. She said, Mum, my husband and I were out for a romantic dinner, and Bella had invited herself along, which is allowed. She likes to come to dinner with us because we drink wine. And halfway through dinner, she said, Mum, can I ask you a question? And I said, yes, because nothing's off the table. As far as I'm concerned, you can ask anything. And she said, one of my friends was at a party and she was giving this guy a blowjob. Now, I did my best poker face. I was like, continue. I sort of glanced to my left and I could see my husband's hand round his wine glass, and the knuckles were white. And I was like, that glass is going to shatter. I was like, yeah, continue. She said she was giving this guy a blowjob and his penis was so big, it got stuck in her throat and they had to go to hospital to have it removed. And I just love that. I was like, I think it was a few years ago, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, that never happened, honey. That never happened. That was a rumour, probably started by him. Also, I like the idea of 2 16-year-olds getting on a bus and going to A&E and walking into A&E attached. And all the staff being like, okay, what's going on here? What seems to be the problem? So yeah, that was amusing. And I told this story a few weeks ago at a gig, and this guy came up to me and went, hello Wendy, my name's Tones, former London Metropolitan. I was like, oh God, hi Tones. And Tones told me that there was something similar happened in Green Park a few years back when he was on duty. And a phone call had come in that a woman was pleasuring her partner, let's call it that, and her brace had managed to trap his foreskin. And they dialed 999. And apparently every emergency service within a 2-mile radius turned up at Green Park to see this spectacle. There was like a fire engine and 2 ambulances and hundreds of police cars as they shuffle at a Green Park. So yeah, let that be a lesson to you. At least that's not happening in lockdown. It has been lovely chatting to you guys. Be safe, be happy. I've been Wendy Wason. Good night.
Hooray! Give it up for the absolutely brilliant Wendy Wason! Hello! One of my favourite comedians, one of my favourite people. And if she was one of your favourites too, please consider donating. You can do that via PayPal. We are scrolling along the bottom. Poor Wendy, bless that poor love. She hasn't got any clothes to wear. She's forced to wear a wedding dress, which she can still fit into. Lucky, gorgeous bitch. So if you are, sorry, Wendy, I've only said that because Wendy's my friend. I'm not bitter in any way about how gorgeous you are, Wendy. But no, poor Wendy, she's got no clothes. So please donate via PayPal. Let's get Wendy something to wear this lockdown, something cozy, because her arms are out. Bless her, just a gorgeous arms. And dads, that was. She's gorgeous as well as funny, dads. So get donating. She was thirst trapping you all. Right, people, before we head off, let's do a few more shout outs. Before I do that, actually, if you have enjoyed the show tonight, please subscribe to our channel. We are doing shows here every single week at 8:30 on a Thursday. Let's see what's going on the comments. A comment from Mark Clune about tax law. Thank you so much, Mark. Tax tips. Mark was watching last week, so thank you for joining us again. Please do keep giving us your accountancy advice. What's going on here? We have got Tina in North Yorkshire. She's enjoying the show whilst making a toilet roll chocolate cake for her 50th birthday. No idea what that is, Tina. But please enjoy making that cake. We've got Annika in Bedfordshire. She's moved from East Dulwich and she's missing her BYOB fix. Well, don't worry, babes. We are here for you online. And yeah, there's been lots of birthdays. And before I head off, I just want to say happy birthday to my dad, Richard, and my sister Lucy. It's their birthday today too. If you've enjoyed listening to my rambling nonsense, you can find me on the Instagram at Carly Smallman. And if you loved Wendy, she's also on Instagram. She's got some brilliant stories going on there at Wendy_Wason. She's absolutely fabulous, as have all of our acts been this week. We are coming to the end of our show. Thank you so much to everybody who gave a donation so that the comedians could get paid a bit of money for their time. In all seriousness, we are so grateful for every single penny you guys send in. And even if at the moment you're a bit hard up and you can't make a donation, we really hope that you have still enjoyed the show and got something from it. We are back next week with an absolutely amazing lineup. We can't even believe who we've got. We have got comedy from Carl Donnelly and Susie Bennett, two of the best comedians out there. Please join us back here next week at 8:30 p.m. on Thursday for more hijinks. Please do keep in touch with us. Bring Your Own Baby is all over the socials, and as are we all. Please do send us a message. We need the chat during lockdown. So thank you so much for joining us. Please put your feet up, grab yourself another wine or a cup of tea, and enjoy the rest of your evening. My name is Carly Smallman. We have been Lockdown Laughs for Parents. Thank you very much. Good night. Mwah!
If you would like to donate to Alicia's beard fund, please donate on the PayPal. Thank you.